Hey, Marianne DeNovellis here with the Six Figure Mastermind. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how important it is to exceed customer expectations, especially in growing your business. So stay tuned and check it out. So you've got customers, you've got an influx of clients, and now it's time to figure out how to exceed their expectations. Let's just shoot straight here. As consumers, we are growing more and more accustomed to the customer is always right, and even beyond that. Now think about when you go out and you have a customer retail experience. You have an expectation of what that should look like. If you need to make a return, you expect this company to go above and beyond for you, right? You would expect them to accept your return. You expect cash back in the form of payment. You have a lot of expectations. So you've got to, as an entrepreneur, be thinking about what the customer's experience is already in your field. And then your job as an entrepreneur is to innovate above and beyond that. So with these customers' expectations, the high expectations of the past are now the new normal. So how do we rise above and beyond? It's time to stick out and do something different. And you want to do it in a way that won't cripple your business. If you do it right, not only will it not cripple your business, but it will actually grow your business. On top of that, one of the ways to do this, to exceed customer expectations, is to do add-ons, to make free add-ons. Free add-ons could be a warranty on your product. A free add-on could be a bonus gift. A free add-on could be a birthday card in the mail. When you exceed customer expectations, you're basically doing more than you said you would do in adding value to the customer's experience. Now, it doesn't have to cost you much extra. You don't have to go into a loss to exceed those customer expectations. You don't have to take a hit on your bottom line to get those customer expectations and provide a unique experience for them. What you do need to do is know your customer well enough to know what would benefit them and know how that would be exceeded. So put yourself in your customer's shoes. If you're in a retail establishment, walk around to the other side of the counter and experience what your customer is experiencing. I call this anticipatory service. Let's for a moment put ourselves in the restaurant industry. And by the way, I think everyone on this planet should take at least a 2-week period and work a job as a server, because I gotta tell you, servers are some of the most underappreciated people, and their bussers are some of the most underappreciated people in the commercial industry. I worked for a long time as a server, and you're hauling drinks back and forth, you're burning your hands on hot dishes, and people can generally, as a consumer, we can get so flustered over the smallest thing in our meal being off. We had chicken instead of shrimp, or we had romaine instead of iceberg, or whatever it is. There are legitimate things to, make your voice heard about when you're a customer in that establishment, but oftentimes it's over these little things. And as a server, they can take a lot of hit for it. So I'm just putting that out there. Take 2 weeks and go work as a server or a busboy in a restaurant and see the other side of the coin. I bring up that example because anticipatory service can come so easily described in this scenario. So let's take, for example, you go to a fast food restaurant that serves sandwiches on demand. Somewhere like Subway or Blimpie or whatever other sandwich places exist out there. You have a certain level of expectation at those restaurants. You expect the table to be wiped off that you sit at. You expect the food to be up to par. You expect the tomatoes not to be frozen. You expect the drink fountain to be fully stocked and to have their drinks. You expect, for the windows to be clean. Those are our baseline expectations. So what if you were the manager? What could you do that was above and beyond for the customer's experience? What could you do at the table? You could maybe have the nutritional information at the table. Some restaurants will actually go above and beyond and have servers come to the table, even if they're a fast food establishment, and say, hey, can I fill your drinks for you? Or, hey, I noticed that you had 2 Subway cards. Do you want me to combine those for you? It's anticipatory service. It's asking and anticipating what the customer would like before they have to ask for it. Now, let's take that from a fast food all the way up to ultra fine dining. You have different expectations at that fine dining establishment than you do at the fast food place. At the fine dining establishment, let's say top par, like 5-diamond eating place restaurant. You can tell my vocabulary is like super good for this restaurant, right? So you go to this restaurant, and if you ever have the chance to do this, I would suggest you have this experience too. Go to this restaurant, and this is the place where the servers like take the napkin and they put it on your lap for you, and you almost feel like an invalid because they do all of the things for you. It's not short of like feeding you your food. They pour your wine for you, and they'll scoot you in your chair, and like I've never seen any place that wipes your mouth, but maybe they do. I don't know. Anticipatory service in this establishment would be going above and beyond and getting a hold of your clients ahead of time and finding out if they have any food allergies and clearing the kitchen of all those allergens before you came that night. Or it could be, what is the recipe that your mother cooked for you when you were 8 years old, and we're going to give that recipe to our chefs and they're going to cook that for you. My husband and I were up in a restaurant called Lakai, which is it's a destination restaurant. It's almost, you can't get there unless you already know where it is. And they even at this restaurant have like an overnight cottage where they'll cook the food and then serve it to your cottage, this little honeymoon suite with a hot tub. It's super, super nice. People have weddings up there all the time. Beautiful cottage. And before we went to Lakai, my husband actually called the chef and said, hey, we want something off menu tonight. We want you to express your creativity. We don't have any food allergies, but we would love to have an experience tonight that's definitely made by a true craftsman such as yourself. So before we got there, the chef had created a brand new dish for us. He just let his imagination run wild. He created this beautiful plate had written in chocolate, happy anniversary, and had served it to us. And it was like this just over the top, like they thought of things that I didn't even think of as a customer. Totally went above and beyond my expectations because my expectations were this big and their abilities were this big. So if your abilities are greater than what your customer knows, dive into those and leverage those to enhance your customer experience so they keep coming back to you and so that you stick out from the crowd. Remember the details. Get involved in the details. Walt Disney said the magic is in the details. Follow up with your clients, not just with surveys, but with thank you. Express gratitude to them, and your clients are sure to have an amazing experience and keep coming back to you. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm curious, what are your favorite ways to go above and beyond and have that anticipatory service that we talked about in your customer experiences? So leave us a comment below. I'm super curious. Let's all mastermind ways to improve our business, right? Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow.